A major new development tonight in the case against Bryan Kohberger, the man accused of the murders of 4 University of Idaho students last year. There will now be no preliminary hearing in June, as had been scheduled. He has now been indicted by a grand jury in Leta County, Idaho. The case now goes straight to court in Moscow, Idaho. This is a big advantage for prosecutors and can only be seen as a setback for the defense, who wanted to question and cross-examine witnesses. In December, Kohberger was arrested in connection with the deaths of 20-year-old Ethan Chapin, 21-year-old Madison Mogen, 21-year-old Kaylee Gonsalves, and 20-year-old Xana Kernodle. Kohberger remains in prison without bond. Today's indictment means the 28-year-old will not have a chance to challenge the evidence at a preliminary hearing. It also means the 2 surviving housemates who did not want to testify at this point will not have to testify. And prosecutors get to keep more of their evidence under wraps until the trial. Last month, the judge rejected a request for surviving roommate Bethany Funk to have to be in attendance for the suspect's preliminary hearing, but an agreement was reached where she would meet with Kohberger's attorneys in her home state of Nevada. A new arraignment has now been scheduled for Monday. Kohberger's going to appear before a judge, enter pleas to the 5 charges. Joining me now, Jesse Weber, attorney and host of the Law and Crime Network, and NewsNation legal contributor, has been following the case closely, and of course Brian Entin, our senior national correspondent, who has been all over this story from the start. Brian, let me start with you. Were people surprised about this development? Family members, others who are close to the case?
I don't think it was a big surprise, Dan. There was this thought for a while that this may have been happening behind the scenes and just no one knew about it. Word started to trickle out last night. They actually signed the true bill yesterday, the grand jury. So it started to get around last night. Now, no preliminary hearing. I think that's a bit of a relief for some of the family members. I think some of them also feel good knowing that the evidence did stand up and that the grand jury thought there was enough for things to move forward.
Now, Jesse, Kohberger had waived his right to a speedy trial previously. That means that there's time. They could take their time. And instead of taking their time to prepare for the preliminary hearing, prosecutors went and got a grand jury. Do you think if he hadn't waived that it could have forced prosecutors to have a preliminary hearing earlier?
Possibly, because what does this do now, right? We don't know exactly what was presented to the grand jury. We don't know how much evidence they actually have. And of course, if this went to a preliminary hearing, Kohberger's defense teams would have an opportunity to cross-examine the prosecution's witnesses. They could present their own witnesses, and any deficits you see in the prosecution's case would be exposed and be made public for all to see. This grand jury, I think it was a really smart move by prosecutors because A, now it does buy some time. They can build up their case, and they don't have to explain everything that they have. And again, it puts the defense in kind of a position where they're trying to figure out what they're going to do.
I mean, Brian, I guess what I'm trying to figure out here is, did the defense get snookered here? Or is there a sense that they shouldn't have waived their right to a speedy trial and kind of forced the prosecution's hand earlier?
I think there is a sense that the defense knew that this may have very well been happening behind the scenes. Apparently, this is a tactic that's taken quite a bit in Idaho. And I think they knew that there was a very, very strong possibility that behind the scenes, in secret, this grand jury was meeting.
What are we expecting to happen Monday?
He's going to be read the charges, which is no real surprise. It's not going to be like any big developments. This case is going to progress forward. It's a win for prosecutors, but we can't forget, it's not the major win. They still have to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt at an eventual trial. And the defense, they're still going to exploit what we heard from a few weeks ago, where they believe one of the surviving roommates has information that's going to exonerate their client. We don't know what that information is yet. The defense will have their opportunity to fight this case, just not now.
But I think we have a pretty good idea, don't we, Brian, of what the defense believes is the potentially exonerating evidence that the other person who was in the home could provide?
Yeah, I think they're questioning exactly what she saw. I'm starting to see an indication that they're going to really go after the DNA evidence, whether it was actually legit, what was found on the knife sheath, why it may have had to be sent to a lab out of state.
My guess is that based on the warrants, et cetera, the fact that, she saw certain things, what she heard and didn't hear, et cetera, in the house, they're going to say, aha, see, this helps our client, but I don't think any of it is going to get to the point of someone saying, well, this completely exonerates my client. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.